Some English mistakes are obvious, everybody notices them immediately, but the most dangerous English mistakes are the ones intelligent people say every single day without realizing anything's wrong. That's what makes them dangerous. Because once a mistake becomes socially common, your brain stops questioning it. For example, why do so many educated people say, I requested for the file, when request already contains the idea of asking for something? Why do people say the meeting was postponed to next week, when postponed doesn't actually work that way in standard English? And why does comprise of something professional but secretly contains a hidden grammatical problem? Today, we're breaking down English mistakes even educated speakers still make daily. Why these mistakes happen, why they sound unnatural in standard English, and what to say instead. And trust me, some of these hide inside emails, interviews, meetings, and professional conversations every day. Hi everyone, my name is Mary, and on this channel, we help English learners sound more natural, fluent, and confident in real world English. Not just grammatically correct, but professionally and conversationally natural. Let's begin with one that appears constantly in formal communication. I requested for the document, she requested for assistance. Now here's why this sounds unnatural in standard English. The verb request already means to ask for something formally. That for idea is already built into the word itself. So when you say request for, you are repeating part of the meaning unnecessarily. Think of it this way. Imagine somebody says he entered inside the room. The word enter already contains the idea of going inside. So adding inside becomes repetitive. The same thing happens with request. Instead, say, I requested the document. She requested assistance. They requested additional information. Now here's where many learners get confused because another verb does need for. Compare these carefully. I asked for the document. I requested the document. Notice the difference? Ask usually needs for. Request usually does not. And this is why educated people still make this mistake. The brain notices that ask for and request have similar meanings, so it accidentally copies the grammar structure from one verb into the other. So that's how language interference happens. And the next mistake sounds extremely formal and professional, which is exactly why so many people never question it. Mistake number 2. Many people say the committee comprises of 10 members. Now, this sounds polished at first, but in careful standard English, comprise usually does not take of. Here's why. The word comprise already means to contain, to include, to consist of. So adding of creates duplication. It's similar to saying consist of. Instead, say the committee comprises 10 members or the committee consists of 10 members. Now pay attention to the pattern. Comprise, know of. Consist, needs of. Examples: the book comprises 12 chapters. The team consists of experienced teachers. Now here's why this mistake survives. Because the brain groups similar meanings together, since comprise and consist of feel related, many people unconsciously merge their sentence structures. Quick question. Which sentence sounds more natural? A. The class comprises of 30 students, or B. The class comprises 30 students. Comment your answer before we continue. Mistake 3. Postponed to. This mistake appears everywhere. Schools, offices, meetings, announcements. The meeting was postponed to next Friday. Now, many English learners assume this is correct because they are thinking about movement into the future. But in standard English, postpone usually works differently. Postpone means move something to a later time because the movement idea already exists inside the verb. English often averts using to afterward in this structure. Instead, say, the meeting was postponed until next Friday. Now let's break the logic down carefully. Think about these two ideas. Postponed to, postponed until. Why? Because until focuses on the future point where the delay ends. Examples, the game was postponed until Saturday. The interview has been postponed until further notice. Now here's the interesting part. Many learners use to because English frequently uses to for direction and movement. So the brain naturally feels moving the meeting to Friday. Logically, it makes sense. But standard English prefers until in this structure. And the next mistake is fascinating because the sentence sounds more formal, but actually becomes less natural. Mistake 4. Revert. In professional emails, many people write, kindly revert soon. Please revert back to me. Now here's the issue. In traditional standard English, revert means return to a previous state. Example, the software reverted to its old settings. But in some workplace environments, people now use revert to mean reply. Even though this usage has become common in certain business cultures, many professionals still consider it awkward, overly formal, or unclear. So instead of please revert, use clearer alternatives like please reply, please respond, please get back to me. Now notice something important. Good professional English is not about sounding complicated. Sometimes simpler English sounds clearer, smarter, and more internationally natural. Mistake 5. Do the needful. Now, technically, this phrase exists historically in English, but in modern international communication, it often sounds outdated, vague, or regionally formal. And here's the real problem. The phrase is too unclear. What exactly is the needful? Professional English today usually prefers specific instructions. Instead, say, please handle this. Please take the necessary action. Please complete the process. Please proceed accordingly. Notice how much clearer these sound. Modern communication values clarity, directness, and precision. And this is what makes advanced English mistakes so interesting. Many of them happen not because people lack education, but because certain expressions become socially normalized. When enough intelligent people repeat something confidently, the brain stops noticing the hidden grammatical problem. So today we corrected request for, comprise of, postponed to, revert, do the needful. And now we understand not just what sounds unnatural, but why these expressions happen in the first place. Because real fluency comes from understanding hidden language patterns, not memorizing random corrections. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe because next we'll cover English expressions that secretly sound rude, pronunciation mistakes educated people still make, words professionals misuse confidently, and English phrases that sound natural locally but confusing internationally. Before you go, which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments and see you in the next video.